Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happiness Is podcast with me, your host, Bruce Aitchison from Happiness Is Egg Shaped. And today we have to be quick, which is just as well because we've got the fastest man in the world of egg chasing and egg carrying. He is about to board a flight to Japan. He wants to add some gold to his collection in the sevens at the Olympics in Tokyo. But we're here to talk about the life and times and the involvement with Samurai International from the one and the only, the Mr. Carlin Isles. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, man. Glad to be here.
It is awesome to have you now. I know you're a busy man and you've got your sights set on a bit of a target in the next month to 6 weeks.
Yes, sir. Try to win that gold. Try to get a medal. So, try to go to Rio and represent. So that's the plan and that's the goal.
And everyone feeling fit and healthy and ready to go?
Oh yeah, man. We ready to go. We've been putting on some hard training sessions the past 2 weeks. So the body's ready to adapt, and it's been kind of hot here too. So we can try to mimic the weather in Tokyo. So I think we'll be ready to go.
It's going to be such an exciting time, and everybody is going to have their eyes on you because we're all desperate for some rugby. We're all desperate for the thrills. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to just playing. I guess we've been practicing for the past 2 years, actually 5 years for this moment here. Luckily, I mean, COVID happened, so it postponed. So for me, it's just going out and just representing, our country, and then representing our families and friends, and just enjoying rugby, at the same time. So not getting too overwhelmed, too excited, but just staying in the present moment and just doing what you was blessed with, and that's just for me running fast.
Yeah, you're definitely blessed with that. And the team that you've got, the squad that you've got, you're like a band of brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, we're band of brothers. We've been through a lot with each other. So, on the pitch, off the pitch, we've always been there for each other, which is a big key. We've grown. A lot of us, a lot of the core team that's going on to Tokyo, we've been together for quite a long time. So, just to have that cohesion and that vibe that we have for each other, we kind of, we ready.
There's no way that little Carlin back in high school could possibly have predicted this life that you have led. What was the aim and the target when you were running those times and breaking records in the long jump, the 1, the 2, the 400? What was the dream back then?
The dream was to go to the Olympics in the NFL, to Olympics in track and field. Never thought I'd be playing rugby, going to the Olympics for rugby. So my dream growing up was NFL or track and field.
And you've done both because you've been track and field, you've been with Detroit Lions. I mean, you had so many choices to make. What was it that drove you towards rugby?
When I saw rugby, I saw the amount of space. And for me, I saw that I can still use my gift, which was my speed. And I knew I was tenacious because, I grew up playing football, so I knew I had that ability. There was a lot of uncertainty that, involved rugby that I didn't have no idea about, even including, tackling with no pads. And then be able to pass off the left and the right and understanding kind of the flow of the game. But I knew I was a hard worker, and I knew I was willing to put in the work to be the best that I could be. And rugby kind of spoke on, kind of like it was an attention getter for me. But I knew I could also use my speed. So, and I was like, man, what if I became the world's fastest rugby player? And beyond that, a great rugby player as well. So, rugby was everything into one for me.
And you've broken records wherever you've been, whatever you've done, and you love to return the football from kicks. So you were able to transfer some really obvious skills from one thing to another. But there must have been so many moments where you just found something new you had to learn. Do you love to be learning new skills?
I love to learn new skills. It's part of growth. For me, I like to be challenged. I'll take a challenge ahead. It's always me versus me and in the mind. And rugby, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of you versus you and, understanding the game. This game is always evolving. It's never just the same. So new tactics, people playing different strategies. So just trying to figure out the puzzle piece and put it together. And rugby does that. I like to be challenged. And I like to push myself past my limits and see what I could do and not stay stagnant. And rugby always pushes me to do that.
And not coming from a rugby background, you wouldn't know the myth and the legend around the All Blacks or Fiji. So you just face every opponent in the same way.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, to me, they all the same. I don't look at one powerhouse more than the other. They just, a man just like me, bleed just like me, sweat just like me. So for me, it's just like, who can play the game better, who can put fear, and get over the other opponent better than the other one. Because I know once I do that, I got you. So for me, I don't care about any traditions and none of that. When we step on that field in between those white lines, we all the same, baby.
You just look like you love it. When you get your hands on the
Yeah.
ball, you just look like you're ready to go.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go, man. And my eyes light up like silver dollars. Especially when I move and I see that ball coming. I'm like, oh yeah, it's showtime, baby. So yeah, it's fun to me, man. Rugby, I love it, dog, and I love just getting the ball in the space and just doing what I do best.
And being in track and field, the idea of going to the Olympics, you would be able to
Yeah.
travel and compete. If you stayed in the NFL, the travel opportunities wouldn't be the same. Rugby has allowed you to travel the world. Where have you loved scoring tries? Which country, which stadium, which tournament have you loved?
I love Twickenham. That's one stadium I do love. I love that one. I always love London in general. I love South Africa's pitch. Going to Cape Town, Australia. What else? Dubai. Dubai is pretty good. Except for there's a little some sand in there. It was kind of your feet can get kind of heavy. But yeah, New Zealand's not too bad. The pitch that we play on. But yeah, like London, Australia, and Cape Town. Probably one of my favorites.
What's it like being in Hong Kong with that crowd going wild
Oh,
in the
Hong Kong
South
too.
Stand?
Oh man, woo! It's crazy, boy. Golly, if only people could imagine, man. The vibe there, you can almost the ground shaking. So it's phenomenal, man. Like the atmosphere and the vibe, and just everything, the experience, man. It's second to none. It's
And
incredible.
would you ever have imagined being in Hong Kong with the
What?
life you'd led?
No, heck no. Not never, ever, 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 ever. I would have thought any of this would be how it is, man. Like ever. Like traveling, indulging in different countries, the experiences and the people that I got to meet. And oh no, never. I never thought I'd have a passport, to be honest. So no. That's how good rugby is, man. Woo! Like, thank
I
God for
love it.
rugby.
And you when you went to learn the game. Now,
Yeah.
I've loved rugby since I was a kid, and I played in America for a club called the Albany Knickerbockers in upstate New York. But the team I always wanted to play for were the Gentlemen of Aspen.
Aspen. Hey. Yep. Yep.
You you were a Gentleman of Aspen. What was that like?
It was phenomenal, man. I think the people there took care of me. Eddie Couture was like the coach at the time, and he really looked out for me, man. And he honed my skill set. He believed in me. He saw in me what a lot of people didn't, which I saw in myself. And it was a great team, man. Great vibe, and the atmosphere. I mean, it's an Aspen, and they took care of me, man. So it was a great experience, and I was thankful for that.
And you learn through those experiences, and then the main reason we're here is to talk, but also to talk about the impact that Samurai has had, and that club and the opportunities that they gave you to learn and develop and meet other people and come out of your comfort zone. How much did that contribute to where you find yourself now?
Big time. I think to be able to, I was especially in track and field. I was always here. But then you come to a team sport and, different, you play against, even with Samurai, you play with different people from different backgrounds and different countries. And, you learn a lot and you try to get out of your comfort zone and in times of, great areas and expose yourself to what's different and, what's not normal, and it allows you to grow. And that's what I'm about, growth. And so, I'm thankful for those opportunities. And, you get to, you meet people and you become friends with people for a long period of time. And whatever time you travel to, you be able to, catch up with people and be like, hey, just keep that cohesion and that friendship going. So for me, if it wasn't for rugby and those type of, put me in those type of positions, I would never met so many people even like the coach that I have now. So I'm thankful.
There's not many sports that have this invitational
Yeah.
opportunity that rugby has. So where have you been with Samurai, and what experiences have you had with them that are unique?
Been to the UK with Samurai. Been to what is it? Not Manchester. Um, oh my God, what is it? We played. What tournament did we play at?
You were wearing the bright yellow.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, it's right. Not Manchester. That's in the UK. Ah! Oh my God, I can't forget. I can't remember. But I traveled quite a bit with Samurai, and the experiences were phenomenal. And they took care of us. Always. You look good, you play good, and the uniforms is A1. So, I love being in those uniforms. They was bright. I felt bright, felt fast. So it was a great experience.
And Coach Mike Friday is obviously your boss with the USA Rugby, and he's involved with Samurai. So
Yeah.
he uses Samurai to develop his players. Do you feel that he's been watching over you for a period of time?
Yeah, he's been watching over me for a hot period of time before I even knew he was going to be my coach. So he developed and gave me a lot of wisdom, which for me is very important. And that's the way you live, and not only that, the way you can play as well. So instilling the great values and looking out for me as a man and also a player is even even better. So it's icing on the cake. So Mike Friday he's top notch, man.
And how do you feel that rugby environment, that family feeling, is supporting you to deliver on the pitch?
I mean, that family environment and feeling, not the family environment and the support helps you big time because you know that people are backing you. You've been through ups and downs with people who support you and that who has your back. So whenever you go to war, that it makes it even much more meaningful. And to have those type of people knowing that you're fighting for, it gives a reason to keep pushing even when you don't feel like it or it's tough out there, and you know who you're fighting for.
And in football, you have very defined roles. You know that those
Yeah,
guys have got to do that job to give you the space to do your job.
yeah,
Rugby, you all have to be able to do everything, but you must really appreciate the work that some of the boys do to give you that space to use your talent, and then they can sit back and watch as you gas it to the try
yeah.
line.
Yeah, man, it's even better, man. I'm thankful for those guys. Every guy that's inside of me who do their job, so I can do mine for them. So they make it easier for me. They make it easier for me, and I just try to finish it to make it easier for them. So it's a give situation, but I'm very thankful for them because they make it easy on me.
How's that feeling when you cross the line in front of a packed stadium and the crowd have been on their feet because they
Yeah,
know what you're going to deliver? Can you describe that? Have you got the words for it?
man, it's indescribable. It's just you know, um, like you have arrived, like you won the greatest thing in the world. And it's just a feeling that just it's warm and it's lovely, it's lively and it's exciting and it feels really good when you think about it. You just want to smile. So it's an amazing feeling. I wish everybody can feel, but everybody can do that. So I'm gonna just keep enjoying it while I can.
I think we share it with you, and we can see how
Yeah,
much you're enjoying it. Do you realize that how much pleasure you're bringing to the people? There's going to be a lot of eyes on you when you go to
yeah.
Tokyo. Do you have that thought after the game or before the game? Are you thinking about those people, or is it just eyes on the prize?
Just eyes on the prize, man. I think for me, I'm just a process person. And I'm just so worried and so detailed and so focused on the process that the outcome is going to be its outcome. And so I'm just trying to be in the moment with things and not think too broadly until after maybe it's done. But I think for me, I'm just the type of person that says once it's done, it's next job. And I don't try to dwell on things. So for me, it's just like sometimes when I sit back and I be like, when I get a moment to think, then I think about it. But like competition wise and things like that, I'm just like, I'm in it, man. I'm just like I just gotta dog it out. I gotta grind. So that's just how I am.
How often have you had a phone call or a conversation with a friend who says to you, "What are you doing messing around with rugby? you could have done this in gridiron, you could have done this on the track.
Yeah.
How often have you had those conversations?
I think at the beginning I had a few of those. You know, some people say, "Hey man, you should just keep trying football." But I love rugby. I love what it's done for me. I love what I can give to it and what it's given to me, and I just love, where I'm at, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So for me, I mean, it's my home. It's rugby found me. We found each other, and I'm blessed to be here and play this lovely game that I wish everybody knew about or experienced. But it's a game, man. It's undescribable, bro. Like this sport here, I get my high. I get to do every single thing. And plus, what's even more crazy is that it's not boring. It's something always new. Training is always different. It's not the same thing over and over and over and over again. And you don't get that in a lot of sports. It's a repetition of the same kind of movement, same things. But rugby, there's so many components to it that you don't get bored of it.
I love it. How was your experience when you came to Scotland to Glasgow Warriors?
Oh
That
man,
must have been a real culture shock.
culture shock. Let me tell you, look, one, I couldn't barely understand them for the most part. But two, those people there, boy, listen, they are top notch people. Scotland, I remember, like, I would never, that experience there, those people, the people in Scotland really make Scotland, dog. They really make Scotland. They welcomed me. They were so kind. Dog, we shook hands every day. Every morning we'd shake everybody's hand. I enjoyed that. I ain't never experienced something like that. And I'm just like, yo, I I F with this. I like this. Like they was funny too. They was funny, boy. It was funny. Stuart Hogg is a little feisty though. I like him though. He's a little feisty, dog. He a confident man, which I like that. He can ball. He can ball. But those guys, even though I've seen that it's in an academy playing now, I'm like, dang, I remember y'all was just in an academy. Now y'all on the Scotland team and the national team. You playing here, playing there. It's good to see, man. But the people in Scotland, man, besides that shitty weather, they really make it, boy.
Yeah,
I
I
like
hear you.
them,
I
boy.
hear you. I'm
I
right
like
there.
them.
I hear you. So, when you came to Scotland and you
Yeah,
were involved in a culture, a small country, but rugby's
yeah.
part of the culture, and you obviously came, so people knew who you were, and we all knew you were fast, and we were desperate to see what you could do. How much of that would you love to grab and take back to America and plant back home so that others could have that experience?
Oh, a lot, man, because that experience there put a big impact on my life. Just not only being able to learn, but experience different cultures and see how much it played. What you could do. What I experienced there, I'm like, man, that can be put here, and make the environment and the culture here better in a lot of different ways. So just even that, man, like that experience was a big impact on my life. Kid you not. Dog, I would always remember that experience in Scotland, dog, because it was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
And seeing academy players like you knew them as kids, and now they're international rugby players, or
Yeah,
they're doing well in the pro game. So for you coming through and being brand new to rugby, are there kids you look at and you think, man, you need to give rugby a go? If
yeah.
I could just get you to play rugby, you know, the world's your oyster.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot because especially in the U.S. There's a lot of athletes in the U.S. in different sports, and the skill sets that kind of you can transfer over. And the thing is, what's so special about rugby, there's a place for everybody. Whatever your skill set is, there's a place for everybody. It's not just one position. You can kind of, because it's just like if you got a gift and whatever it is, you can showcase. If you're big, if you're small, if you're fast, if you're quick, like there's a position, like you belong. So there's a lot of athletes in the U.S. who got raw talent, man. But a lot of them just so fixated on playing American football or basketball that if they give something else a try, that they can experience exactly what they experience and be able to use which is their talent and transfer that over to rugby. It's just in a different way, but then you experience a lot more from too, and you can gain the same things that you want through athletics in a rugby.
Mike Friday's only one man, but he's got a very wide net and he knows what's going on and he speaks to a lot of people. How often do the players just tap him on the shoulder and say, you need to have a look at this kid down here, or I've heard about this guy? Do you feed that kind of information into the process?
Yeah. I've told them because a lot of people, some people will reach out to me. And I said, hey, Mike, I think this guy, he's pretty fast. Um, he played football, did track, or whatever it is, and take a look at him. And Mike Friday will, he's all about scouting and trying to get the best of the best athletes. So I've definitely done that.
So, is there a chance that there's another Carlin Isles just bubbling along somewhere that's going to burst onto the scene, or is it the one and the only?
It's the one and the only, baby. One and the only, baby. Ain't gonna be another. One and the only.
I love it. I love it. So, what does the future hold for Carlin, or can we only see the Olympics?
Now I think about playing some 15s, still doing Olympics, playing sevens, 10. I feel like I ain't used all my gift and my ability in rugby, and I want to continue to and experience and develop and continue to get better, even if it's 15s and sevens, and just put myself in different positions to be able to expose myself to different things and to continue to get better. So I feel like I haven't tapped into my full potential in rugby. I know I haven't, and I just want to do that. I really want to do that. So time is ticking, and I got to really get on it and continue to do it and develop it.
There's a lot of opponents worried when they hear you say you've not reached your potential
Oh,
yet.
heck no. Heck no, bro. When I tell you I haven't reached my full potential yet, nope. I'm ready. I'm excited, though. When I do, I'm excited.
And how much do the Sevens squad look out at what's going on in the Major League? Are you enjoying what's going on in the 15s game in the US?
Yeah, we've been enjoying. We'll watch it every weekend. People go together at people's houses or they attend the games and kind of watch highlights and kind of see what's happening. So it's been good, man. The growth and seeing other people from different countries come and playing in the league and show their skill set. It's been good, man. It's been pretty fun.
What do you think about Giltini's pink
boy.
number? You like that? You like that?
Oh, them Giltini boy in LA, boy. Woo! Some bad mama jammers. I can tell you that much. Dog, he put together, dog. There's some bad mama jammers that way. Woo! Woo! Them boys can play.
Them boys can play. Them boys are playing. They are playing.
You're not lying. They are something. They are nothing to reckon with, boy.
It's been awesome to see the game take off and crowds being there and kids getting excited, and I see the broccoli guy who dances at the football has now gone to the rugby and been dancing with his broccoli. I still don't understand what the hell he's doing, but he's come to rugby and he seems to be enjoying it. Is that something you think is going to snowball now that people get the rugby experience?
Yeah, I think the more it's exposed and televised and more people start playing and big names start playing, and the more hype it get and attention it get, I think it's going to keep snowballing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's all it needs is, just the media, social media or, the television to be able to expose that to people and get them to see, which it has. I've been in a restaurant where I see like, hey, that's rugby on TV, 15s. So, so it's been good. So I think it's going to continue to get better as the years go on.
Is the country going to be watching? Do you think the sevens is going to be something that people focus on from the States?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think they will. It's already been, people been the hype, not even the hype, but the attention that it's getting. So I think it will for sure.
And when you score that try, unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be no one there to see it. Will there be messages on the phone when you finish up the game and the tournament? People from back home saying I watched and loved it.
Yep, sure will be. People reposting and showing videos or getting messages, and I think that's gonna be great to see because it shows that people watching and supporting. So make you get out there and keep fighting and do it again.
And what's the target?
I think the target is just for we want a medal, but I think we have to do the little things right and focus on the process and let the outcome take care of itself. But if we do what we know we can do, I think at the end of the day, it'll be in our favor.
Well, Carlin, I know you're a busy man. You're you've not packed anything, and your flight leaves in a few hours' time. Coach Friday's now in the background, and he's going to have to help you pack the bags, I think. But I have absolutely loved speaking to you. You're a ray of sunshine. I wish you all the very best for the future, and especially for what's coming up in Tokyo. But before you go, do you have a message to the people who are listening and who hopefully are going to be watching you in the next few weeks?
The message I want to give the people is, this is a sport and this is a game, and that we've all played and we all enjoy and loved, and we know who we are. We don't do it for the validation of no one but ourselves. So regardless of the outcome, we're proud that we're gonna fight for you guys and do the best that we can, and that no matter what that we're gonna represent, we're gonna do it big. So we're gonna grind it out, man. We're gonna just worry about the process. And regardless if there's a medal or not, just know that we've done the past 5 years the best we can to represent everyone and to make everyone happy. And we just want to do a great job, so you guys can be proud of us. So, yeah.
Awesome. I love it. There's going to be so many samurai guys out there playing.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good to watch so many different people getting involved and hopefully picking up some nice metal to bring home and show off to the family and friends back home.
That's right, baby. Bring that go home. Yeah.
I love it.
Woo!
Carlin, please look after yourself. Safe travels, and I am really looking forward to seeing you tear it up when you touch down in Tokyo. All the best, man, and hopefully speak to you again soon.
Thank you. I'm going to be gone.
Over and out, Carlin.
All right, cheers.
How good is that guy? That is an absolute ray of sunshine. A member of the Samurai family. He's one of our favourites, and we hope that he gets everything he deserves. And I'm pretty sure Mike Friday will be driving him hard to make sure that he brings it home. I've absolutely loved speaking to him. Short and sharp, as it is with Carlin Isles. Please tune in again. We have got more specialist samurai guests coming right up. My name is Bruce Aitchison from the Happiness Is podcast. You can catch us on Apple, on Acast, and on Spotify, and you can watch the videos on Facebook and YouTube. But for now, my happiness is egg-shaped, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Thank you.